Hey guys, so I am here in Las Vegas and I just thought I would do a get ready with me video with you guys. So I'm just going to show you my daytime makeup that I have been wearing each day here in Vegas. And then I also thought I would check back and kind of tell you how the makeup's been going with the temperature being in the upper 90s here. And then also show you how I just transitioned my daytime look into my nighttime makeup look for our dinner and show tonight. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Get ready with me and I will just show you the makeup that I will be wearing today for a daytime look. So I already have my sunscreen on, which is the Bum sunscreen, SPF 30, and then I also have my eye cream, which is the Biossance Squalane Plus Marine Algae Eye Cream on, and the moisturizer. I just went ahead and put all of the prep on first. The Cerave PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion, I use it in the AM and the PM. I just love the way that feels on my skin. And then the primer that I used is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm not a real fan of that primer because it's real sticky feeling when I put it on, but it does dry pretty quickly. But I just liked to travel with it. But I just like to travel with it because it's in a small container and doesn't take up much space in my toiletry bag. So I've got all of the prep work on, the sunscreen, the eye cream, moisturizer, and the primer. And it's all dried, so let's go ahead and get started with the foundation. So I am using the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better Foundation Plus Skincare in the color Light Neutral number 22. I love this, you guys, but e.l.f. has a really good dupe. Their e.l.f. CC cream is a really good dupe for this, and I really like it because it is so reasonably priced compared to the IT Cosmetics. I ran out of my e.l.f. CC cream, so I do need to order some more. Ran out right before the trip, so I wasn't able to bring that with me. So I'm just using a Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56 to just kind of smooth this in. Guys, I don't use a beauty blender. I like to apply my foundation with a brush more so than with a beauty blender. So this is what I use for the foundation, and then also to kind of smooth in the concealer as well. So there we have the foundation on, and then next up, the concealer that I will be using is from Maybelline. Love that, but I actually use two different concealers, and I will tell you why. I know it's probably crazy for you guys to think, why do you use two different concealers? But I will show you because I really like the layering effect that it gives. So the concealer that I use, as you can see, I have really dark circles. So the concealer that I use is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and I have it in the brightener one. So this is the brightener number 160. It kind of gets rid of any of that darkness with giving that pink tone. And then I also use the one that's similar to the skin tone. So I have it in fair, which is number 110. So the first thing that I do is use the brightener one, and then I'll blend it in, and then I use the one that is fair, but I use the same brush that I use with the foundation to just kind of put that in under the eye, and see how that darkness is just gone instantly on here. But it's a little bit too light and I don't like that pink tone, so that's why I just go ahead and go over it again with the color, which the fair is a little bit too light for me right now. And I also put it on my eyelids just so it helps the eyeshadow kind of stay on there as well. I have hooded eyes and it's so hard to get a really good eye look. All right, so that was the brightener, and then now I am going in with the fair over that just to kind of give it a little color so it doesn't look too light under there. So next up, I'm going to use my all over face powder, and I normally don't use this. I do normally use something that's a little bit cheaper than this, but because of the fact that I'm traveling, this was so small, I went ahead and brought this. This is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. It's the loose setting powder. So just because it's in this small compact travel size, that's why I decided to bring that with me. And I do use my little fluffy Flower Beauty brush for that. I've had this brush forever and it's still holding up really well. Get the under eyes first, and then just kind of put it all over it. I like this powder though because it doesn't give you that ghost look, because when you're taking the pictures and you have that like white cast, it doesn't do that. So I do kind of really like the way that this is. A lot of times I'll use the Charlotte Tilbury powder for under the eyes, and then I have a different brush that I use for that, but I don't really like to travel with that because it's so expensive, and if it does get broken, even though I keep it in my carry-on, if it does get broken, then I'm really highly upset with that. This is a really nice trial size. That's why I brought this for my loose powder to just kind of cover up that foundation and concealer. And then next up, I'm going to just go in with a little bit of bronzer. I love the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. I get the medium to deep, which is weird because I have such a light skin tone, and I'm using the e.l.f. Ultimate Blending Brush. This brush is so good, you guys, and it's so inexpensive. I love this brush. So I'm just going to kind of put this in my hairline, and then right here below the cheekbone, and just blend that in a little bit. I don't go overboard on the bronzer. I don't go overboard on the contouring as well, basically because I've tried it before and I don't even really know if I'm doing it right. I mean, I'm just an everyday gal putting on her makeup every day, and put a little bit right here too. And I don't have any kind of technique. I don't have any kind of formal makeup training. This is just what I do every day when I'm getting ready. So if you're like me and you want something real easy, then keep watching this because this is an easy makeup look. So next up, I'm going to go with eyes. I don't spend a lot of time on eyes. I have hooded eyes, so it's really hard to get a good look and actually see all the different colors and dimensions. But I'm using the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette, and the first color that I'm going to be using for all over my eyelids is going to be the Lucy. I really like this as a good neutral to just put all over the eyes. And then I'm just using this eyeshadow brush. I think I got this from a free gift with purchase from Lancome, gosh, a long time ago. I just found it. It was in one of my boxes when I was packing to move, and I was like, this brush may be really good. But I just came across the brush, so I'm not even really sure how old the brush is, but it's decent. I don't really have a specific brush that I like except for on my crease line, and I'll show you that one in just a minute. So this was in the Lucy, so it's a really good neutral to put on here, and I'm really wanting to play with the green colors today, so we're gonna see how that looks. So here's the brush that I really like. It's from a Sigma, and it's the E38. I really like it in the crease, and I think I'm gonna do the Sage for the crease line. And I have to find that right area just because, like I said, I have hooded eyes, and I want to put that dark color right there in the crease, right at that brow, right there at the bone, just to kind of try to open up the eyes a little bit. Like I said, I don't have a real fancy technique for my eyeshadows. This is just my everyday casual look. I will do a little bit extra for the nighttime look when I change it into nighttime, but for now, this is just my daytime look, and that is starting to get a little dark. I'm also gonna just kind of put this little bit of flutter right here. It's a really great shimmer color. I'm gonna put it on the inner, just kind of open those eyes up a little bit too, because it's a really nice light shimmer. And then I'm gonna use the Fluffy Eye Blender brush from e.l.f. to just kind of just blend that in a little bit, soften that look up. Again, these e.l.f. brushes are so good and they're so inexpensive. I love how inexpensive they are. The Sephora brush that I use for my foundation is a little bit pricier, but guys, it's a good one, and mine's getting kind of funky, so I might have to be replacing that one. And then next up, I'm just gonna go in with my eyeliner, which is the Maybelline Unstoppable in Espresso. I do like to use a brown, and I am having to tug just because I have to pull that eyelid up so I don't get the creases and my eyeliner transferring up to the middle of my eyes. With these hooded eyes, they like to do that. So I like a brown just because it's not so harsh, and I feel like the older that you get, you don't want that harsh black eyeliner. And then I'm gonna use my mascara, the Lash Princess, the green one, the False Lash Effect. I love this, and it's so inexpensive, you guys. It's so underrated. So next I'm gonna apply my blush, and I love this Milani blush. It's in the color Luminoso number 05. I love this blush so much. I've been using it forever. And like you can see, there's still quite a bit left. I've been using it forever. I actually broke the top part of this. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this blush on here. Not too much. I don't want too much for the daytime. So just a little bit goes a long way. And it's really flattering color. I have really light skin and I think it's really flattering. I'm gonna be using my Charlotte Tilbury highlighter in Spotlight. I love the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. It is so good. It is a little bit pricey, but I love it. I just love the dimension that it gives you. It can get a little messy, as you can see. I'm almost to the end of this, but you can see kind of how messy it can get, but you always gotta make sure you close that back up. And then the highlighter brush that I like to use is from Real Techniques. It's number 402. It's a really good highlighter brush. I really like how fluffy and just nice it is to use as a highlighter brush. See how pretty that Charlotte Tilbury highlighter is? And I also like to do the part of the eyes on here. I don't do anything with my eyebrows during the day. Tonight, when I show you the daytime to the nighttime look, I will do my eyebrows a little bit and just kind of show you how I just change out the eye makeup a little bit. And I don't really do much from daytime to nighttime too much, except for just like with the eyes a little bit. At night I do a little bit different with the lips, with the lip liner, lipstick, and then a gloss over top of it. For a day I just use a chapstick, which I've already put on, and then this lifter gloss from Maybelline. It's so good. I love that it has that hyaluronic acid. It feels like it plumps it up a little bit, and it smells like coconut, so it does remind me of summertime. And this is in the color Ruby 013, so I like this just to use as a gloss for the day. It is really good, you guys. It smells so good. So there you have my easy daytime look. I will come back later for my nighttime look. I will do a little bit more with my hair. All I did was kind of part it in the middle and just kind of comb it and give it a little bit of body on the top. But for tonight, I will curl it with my beauty wand, and then also tell you how this makeup lasted through the heat today and the sweat, and see how that lasted. And then I will change my daytime look to my nighttime look. So I'm back to show you my nighttime makeup look, and you can just get ready with me for tonight. So tonight is a more casual dinner and we don't have a show afterwards, so I'm a little bit more casually dressed for tonight. So I do already have the dress that I'll be wearing, and I also have another video coming out that is what I wore each day for my daytime looks and my nighttime looks, so if you want to check that out. But today I just kind of wanted to show you the makeup that I was using for the day and the night. So walking around all day in the sun, the makeup has pretty much lasted. I have already taken off my eye makeup, so just to save some time on the video, went ahead and took some of my makeup removers and just removed all of the eye makeup that I had, so I could just go ahead and start with a fresh nighttime look. So I did use this palette for the daytime look, but I think for the nighttime look, I'm going to play around a little bit with this Colourpop Troublemaker eye palette, so you can kind of see the colors that are in this little eye palette. So those were the two eye palettes I brought with me, was the Natasha Retro Glam and then this Troublemaker. So I'm going to try to see what kind of look I can pull off with the Troublemaker for tonight. So everything is on except for the eye makeup that I had earlier. It looks like my highlighter could use a little bit of refreshing, as my blush could as well. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more blush on here to kind of freshen the cheeks up a little bit. And then I did remove all of the eye makeup. And this morning I did not use anything for my eyebrows, but I will be doing that for this evening. So I have the Tarte The Brow Architect. I love this. It's in medium tan. On one side you have the brow shaper, and then on the other one you do have the little spoolie to shape the brows a little bit. So like I said, during the day I just don't really do anything with the eyebrows, but at night I do like to define them just a little bit. And this medium tan's a really good color, I think. And I just sparsely will put that in. They are blasting music at the pool and it's super loud. So just a little bit of defining the brows. And I really do like this Tarte. I'm almost out of the Brow Architect. So just a little bit of, I think that needs a little bit more on this side right here. fill that in just a little bit. And then we're going to go into the eye look, and for the daytime look, I did use the Natasha Deanna Retro Glam palette, but for the nighttime look, I thought I would play around with the Troublemaker by Colourpop palette. I like the color story that it has in here. And I'm going to start with the same brushes that I use for daytime, so this will be the brush for the all over color, and I'm going to use this color right here. And I don't know if you guys can hear the pool or not. There is music blasting at the pool, and we are on the 32nd floor, and I think the pool is on the 4th floor, and you can just hear it. I love the Cosmo. I don't know if you guys have ever stayed at the Cosmo, but I love it because they have balconies. There's not very many of the hotels that have balconies. I think this is the only one I really think that has it, and I love this hotel. Love to sit out there on the balcony. All right, so there is the color for the all over eyelid, and then I'm going to use the same Sigma brush and use this color right here for the crease line. And again, it is so hard to get a really good look for me because I'm not a professional of any kind with this hooded eyes. Try to open them up as much as I can, so I find that brow bone, I found the bone right there, and then just put it along the crease line. And I try to use a darker color to kind of open that area up. Okay, and then I'm going to use this color right here to add just a little bit of pop of shimmer on the inside to kind of open the eyes up a little bit. And then on the outside, I'm going to just use this little bit of shimmer and just dab that on there for a little bit of color on that outer lid. And then I'm going to use the same e.l.f. blending brush to just kind of smooth that out and make that blend together. This is such a good fluffy brush. I love it for blending, and it's so inexpensive. These e.l.f. brushes, sometimes you just can't beat these. They are so good, and I've had these forever. As long as you just keep them clean, they will last forever. Okay, so there's the eyeshadow look for tonight. And then I'm just going to use the same liner pencil that I did earlier, the Maybelline Unstoppable in the espresso color, and just line the eyes. And then I'm actually not going to put any mascara on tonight. I'm just going to put some falsies on. And I know you shouldn't really tug on your eye like that, but I have to kind of pull my eyelid up so that the eyeliner does not transfer up a little bit higher. And then next I'm just going to put the Kiss Look So Natural falsies on. It's the number 03. I like how natural they are. They're not too much in your face, even though it's a nighttime look here in Vegas and anything would go. I'm just going to put these on real quick. So that is one on, and then I am going to go ahead and do the other one. I have no specific technique for this. I had a lot of trouble getting lashes on for the longest time. And then I have the second one on, and then I'm just going to kind of freshen up the highlighter a little bit. And then for the lips, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Sheet in Pink Venus. It's a really good neutral to just line the lips. And I do outline a little bit above it just to give it a little bit more volume. And then I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Hot Lips 2 in Dance Floor Princess. And then just cover that up with the Maybelline Lip Glosser in the color Ruby. And there is the nighttime makeup look. And then for the hair, I'm going to go from straight to, I'm going to use my Beachwaver and I think it's the 1.5 inch barrel. I'm gonna do my hair in that, and then I will come back with you with the finished look. Okay, so I went ahead and finished the hair with the Beachwaver. I just bought it right before this trip, and it's the first time I've used it, and I actually really love this. So I like the way that it looks, gives you that beachy wave look. So here is the finished look for the nighttime look here in Vegas. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up. And also I would love to have you consider hitting that subscribe button. I do weekly videos on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So I hope to see you in my next video. And until then, I hope you have a wonderful day.